Hey guys, this is Anali and I am back with a new tutorial. This tutorial we will be discussing a problem regarding how to calculate the moment of inertia of the plane lamina. So guys, before that, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, do subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon to get the notification about the newly uploaded videos. So we have been asked to determine the moment of inertia of this plane lamina above the vertical axis AB. Now to determine the moment of inertia above this axis AB, we require the axis parallel to this, that is axis parallel to the axis AB. So to apply the parallel axis theorem, actually what does the parallel axis theorem tells us that the moment of inertia about any axis, here we need to determine the moment of inertia about the axis AB. So the moment of inertia about the axis AB can be given as the sum of the moment of inertia about the axis parallel to this axis only, that is Iyy, plus area of this plane lamina and the distance between and the square of the distance between these two axes. Okay, so we require the axis parallel to the axis AB. So let us draw the axis parallel to that of the axis AB and let us name it as axis YY. So this is axis YY and it passes through the centroid only. Now we need to locate the distance of this axis from the origin. So we need to determine the origin. So we need to consider the origin at the leftmost and the bottommost point of the plane lamina. So here the leftmost point is this and the bottommost is this. So somewhat here there will be origin. So this is considered as an origin for this case, and it lies at a distance, and this axis, that is YY, which passes through the centroid, lies at a distance of x bar from the origin. Now we need to determine the moment of inertia of this plane lamina above this axis YY. So to determine the moment of inertia of this plane lamina above the axis YY, first of all we need to split this entire plane lamina into the standard figures whose moment of inertia and the centroid location we know. So let us first of all split those standard figures whose moment of inertia and the centroid location we know. So let us consider this as figure number 1, this as figure number 2, this as figure number 3, and this as figure number 4. This is hole having the radius of 35 mm. Okay, now we need to draw the axis which is parallel to this YY axis. So for the semicircular region, the axis will be somewhat like this. For this circular hole, the axis will be like this only. For this figure, that is rectangular region, the axis will be somewhat like this. And for this, it will be lying like this. Okay, now we need to locate the distance of the centroid from the origin. So let us consider this axis lies at a distance of x1 from the origin. Okay, similarly this axis, that is for the figure 2, lies at a distance of x2 from the origin. This axis lies at a distance of x3 from the origin, and this axis lies at a distance of x4 from the origin. Okay, now we need to determine the value of x1, x2, x3, x4 and x bar. Okay, but before that let us note down where the centroid will lie. So for the semicircular region, it will lie at a distance of 4r divided by 3 pi from the base. So this distance will be somewhat 4r divided by 3 pi. Okay, for the plane figure 2, the centroid will be lying at a distance of half of this much distance, and for this triangular region it will be lying at a distance of h by 3, that is 65 by 3 from this end. So this will be 65 by 3. Okay, and for this hole it will be lying at a distance of 35 mm from the either end. So we have obtained the location of the centroid. Now we need to determine the value of x1, x2, x3, x4 and x bar. So for solving such kind of the problems, first of all we need to note down all the areas of the plane lamina as well as the value of x1, x2, x3, x4. So first of all let us note down all those values. So for figure number 1, area can be given as A1, that is equals to half of pi by 4 into diameter square. So that is equals to half of pi by 4 into diameter, that is given as 140. So 140 square. Okay, so the value comes out to be nearly 7696 mm square. And we need to determine the value of x1, that is nothing but this much distance, that is 70 minus 4r divided by 3 pi. So the x1 can be determined as 70 minus 4r divided by 3 pi, that is equals to 70 minus 4, that is r is 70 only, divided by 3 pi. So the value comes out to be 40.3 mm. Okay, similarly for the figure 2, the area can be given as 80 into 90. So 80 into 90, and the value comes out to be 7200 mm square. And the value of x2 can be given as half of this much distance, that is 40, and plus 70. So it can be given as 40 plus 70, that is equals to 110 mm. Now similarly for the figure 3, the area can be given as half into base into height. So base is nothing but 90 and height is nothing but 65. So it is nothing but equals to 2925 mm square. And the value of x3 can be given as 80 plus 70 plus 65 by 3. So 80 plus 70 plus 65 by 3. So the value of x3 comes out to be nearly 171 mm. Okay, now similarly for the figure 4, that is hole. So the A4 can be given as pi by 4 into diameter square. So that is equals to pi by 4. Diameter is given as 70. So 70 square. So the value comes out to be 3848 mm square. And the value of x4 can be given as this much distance, that is 70 mm. Okay, now we need to locate the distance of this axis yy from the origin, that is nothing but x bar, that is distance of the centroid from the origin. So the x bar can be given as a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus a3 x3 minus a4 into x4 divided by a1 plus a2 plus a3 minus a4. Here the negative sign has been considered as this is a whole. So we need to subtract this much area from the total area. Okay. So the x bar value, placing the value, that is a1 we know, x1 we know, all the values we know. So we would be getting the value of x bar as somewhat 95 mm. So the centroid lies at a distance of 95 mm from the origin. Now we need to determine the moment of inertia of those standard figures that we have named as 1, 2, 3, 4 about this axis yy. Okay, so we need to locate the moment of so we need to determine the moment of inertia of the plane figures about this axis yy, that we can easily obtain by means of the parallel axis theorem. And for such cases, the parallel axis theorem would be given as the moment of inertia about this axis yy, that is nothing but sum of the moment of inertia about its local yy axis plus area of that figure into the square of the distance between these two axes. Okay, so now the moment of inertia about the yy axis for the plane figure 1 can be given as the sum of moment of inertia about the local yy axis, that is about this axis, plus area, that is a1 and h1 square, that we know as the distance between these two axes. Okay, Iyy1, that is moment of inertia about this axis, and we know that the moment of inertia for the semicircular region about this axis, actually the semicircular region is somewhat like this. So this would be x-axis axis for the semicircular region. So the moment of inertia of the semicircular region about this x-axis axis, this is x-axis axis for the semicircular region, not for this case. So the moment of inertia of the semicircular region about this axis can be given as 0.11 r raised to 4. So 0.11 r raised to 4 plus area area of this semicircular region, that can be given as half of pi by 4 into d square that we have actually obtained into h1 square, that is the distance between these two axes. So it is nothing but x bar minus x1 only, as you can easily determine that this y axis lies at a distance of x bar from the origin and the centroid lies at a distance of x1 from the origin. So the distance between these two axes will be nothing but x bar minus x1. So it is nothing but x bar minus x1 whole square. Okay, we know all the values. We know the value of r, we know the value of a1, we know the value of x bar and x1 too. So we will be getting the moment of inertia of the plane figure 1 above the y axis as somewhat 2.56 into 10 raised to 7 mm raised to 4. Okay. Similarly, the moment of inertia above the y axis for the plane figure 2 can be given as the sum of the moment of inertia above the local y axis plus a2 into h2 square, where h2 is nothing but the distance between these two axes, and it can be given as x2 minus x bar. Okay, where h2 is nothing but x2 minus x bar. So Iyy2, that is moment of inertia about this axis, can be given as 1 by 12 bd cube. Okay, and b is nothing but a parallel dimension we need to consider. So about this axis we need to determine the moment of inertia. So the parallel dimension will be 90 mm. So 1 by 12 into 90 into perpendicular distance, that is 80 cube, plus a2 that we know as 7200 into h2, that is x2 minus x bar whole square. So x2 get we know as 110 minus 95 whole square. So we will be getting the moment of inertia of this figure 2 about this axis yy as 5.46 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Okay. Similarly, the moment of inertia of this figure 3 about the y axis can be given as the sum of the moment of inertia about this local y axis plus area of that lamina into the square of the distance between these two axes. So h3 is nothing but x3 minus x bar. So here h3 is nothing but x3 minus x bar. So Iyy3, that is moment of inertia about this axis, can be given as 1 by 36 bd cube. So 1 by 36 bd cube plus a3 into x3 minus x bar whole square. Here b is nothing but a parallel dimension. So about this axis we need to determine. So parallel dimension will be this much, that is 90 mm. So here the value comes out to be 1 by 36 into 90 into perpendicular distance, that is 65. So 65 cube plus a3 that we know as 2925 into x3 minus x bar. So 95 minus 171 whole square. Okay, so the value of Iyy3 comes out to be 1.758 into 10 raised to 7 mm raised to 4. Similarly, the moment of inertia of this circular region about this y axis can be given as Iyy4, that is nothing but moment of inertia about the local y axis plus area into the square of the distance between the two axes. So the moment of inertia about this local y axis can be given as pi by 64 d raised to 4. So pi by 64, diameter is 70 raised to 4. So plus a4 that we have determined as 3848. So 3848 into h4, that is the distance between these two axes. So it can be given as x bar minus x4. So x bar minus x4 whole square. We know the value of x bar, we know the value of x4. So placing the value, we will be getting the value of Iyy4 as somewhat 3.58 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. So we have determined the moment of inertia of each plane figure about this y axis which is passing through the centroid of the plane lamina. Now we need to add all the moment of inertia or subtract the moment of inertia depending upon the whole to get the total moment of inertia of this plane lamina above this axis yy. So the moment of inertia above the axis yy can be given as Iyy1 plus Iyy2 plus Iy by 3 minus Iy by 4. Here we need to subtract the moment of inertia as this is the hole present. Whenever there is a cut or there is a hole present, we need to subtract from the total moment of inertia only. Similarly, here also whenever there is a cut or there is a hole, we need to subtract this much amount, that is the product of the area and the distance of the centroid from the origin from the total value. Okay, that we need to remember. So the total moment of inertia can be given as Iy1, that is nothing but 2.56 into 10 raised to 7 plus Iy by 2, that is nothing but 5.46 into 10 raised to 6 plus Iy by 3, that is 1.758 into 10 raised to 7 plus 3.58 into 10 raised to 6. So the total moment of inertia about the global y axis can be given as 45 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Okay. Now we would be applying this parallel axis theorem to determine the moment of inertia about this axis AB. So the moment of inertia about the axis AB can be given as Iyy plus area of the plane lamina into the square of the distance between these two axes. Okay. So Iyy, that is given as 45 into 10 raised to 6 plus area of this plane lamina, that is A1 plus A2 plus A3 minus A4 into the square of the distance between these two axes. Okay, so it can be given as this much total distance minus x bar. Okay, so the value of h is nothing but here it is 160. So 160 square. So placing all the value, we will be getting the moment of inertia above the axis AB as 4.02 into 10 raised to 8 mm raised to 4. Okay. So we have obtained the moment of inertia above the axis AB as 4.02 into 10 raised to 8 mm raised to 4. So for solving such kind of the problem, we need to remember those 4 steps. That is, first of all, we need to split the entire plane lamina into the standard figures whose moment of inertia and the centroid we know, and then we need to draw the axis which is parallel to the axis about which the moment of inertia has to be determined. Here it was y axis, so we have drawn the axis parallel to this. Afterwards, locate the origin which is lying at the leftmost and the bottommost point in this case, and then locate the distance of the centroid from the origin for the each figures. Determine the x bar, that is the distance of the centroid from the origin. Okay, and then afterwards apply the parallel axis theorem. So applying the parallel axis theorem is somewhat like this. So for that we need to determine the moment of inertia of this plane lamina about this axis yy, and afterwards again we need to apply the parallel axis theorem to determine the moment of inertia about this axis AB. So guys, that's all from my side. If you have any doubt, do comment in the comment section, and thank you guys for watching this video.